But the thing I want to point out today is using multiple strategies and knowing exactly why you're taking a trade and which strategy you're using. I don't want to just jump in a trade and not identify it. Okay, so I got three main strategies. We're really four, but three main strategies are my moving average strategy, my 3-bar reversal strategy, and my trend line break strategy. And the fourth one would be just a simple daily direction bias, and go with a $250 risk and just jump in and see if you're right about the daily direction. But today I'm going to mostly be using one of the three strategies I just mentioned. Now, they can contradict each other. With a trend line strategy, I'm looking for a trend line break when the market is going bullish, but that can also look bearish on a lower time chart, where I'm looking for a moving average strategy, where I'm getting a close above the moving averages, all the moving averages, and they agree with the 5-minute chart. And so what happens here is I can't do a moving average strategy right now unless it's to the downside. So I can go down on a moving average strategy. For instance, this candle right here that closed below these two moving averages is the same move over here, where we got a test and a consolidation, and green candles were ignored, going short right there for a 1-to-1 return, or even lower, is going short. However, if we're looking for a 3-bar reversal, we're relying on structure. Structure doesn't care about what the moving averages is doing. Structure is, you don't even care. So over here we had two 3-bar reversals where the entry candle is closing above the previous 1, 2. The entry candle is closing above the previous 1, 2. Get long on that third entry candle, get long, and you clearly got a 1-to-1 return on those. We don't care about the moving averages with a 3-bar reversal. And a lot of times we don't care what the lower time chart is saying on a trend line break strategy, because the trend line break strategy is going against the sell-off. We're looking for a sell-off, right, when we're going with the moving averages. Okay, so let me just clarify all three strategies. We're going to be trading all three strategies, but timing it is difficult. One strategy might say go short, another strategy might say go long, and that's kind of why people just pick one strategy and try to master one strategy, and that might be the best approach. Okay, all right, let's see what happens today. We're going to call out each trade, and I'm going to identify why am I taking this trade, what strategy does it fall under, and don't take any trades outside of those strategies. Okay, first trade of the day was a red bar ignored on a momentum.
Filled.
I broke even on that. I got in late, so I wanted to go break even immediately. As soon as these red bars were ignored, I jumped in as high as I could, and then it. Let me stop. Let me get.
Order canceled.
Okay, the momentum was really strong. I didn't want to miss it, and I jumped in after some red bars were ignored. I got in way up here. I realized that I was in late, so I broke even as soon as I could, and I broke even on that first trade. Why did I take that trade? Momentum trade. Momentum trade is a moving average strategy, but I got in late. I shouldn't have really taken that trade, but I figured the momentum was strong enough where I could get it. I probably could have made 20 bucks on that trade, but I just wanted to see if it was going to keep going. So that was my first trade. What was the strategy? Trend line expansion strategy, but a late entry nonetheless.
Order canceled. Order submitted.
Okay, I had a close above the moving averages, which is my moving average strategy, and a trend line opportunity. I got in before the trend line break. That's okay. I had my stop right below the pivot, and if it hits me out, that's fine. That's the strategy. We're going to try to ride it up to that red line up there, and if it doesn't work, that's fine. It's a moving average trade, which I want price to close above all the moving averages, and I want the higher time charts to agree that it's a bull run, and it's turning out to be more bullish now because of this candle right here. Although it's coming down, and I probably should be really wanting to 15 minutes bullish, and the 10,000 tick chart is bullish, but this thing could just come right back down. I'm going to try to break even as soon as possible. It looks like it wants to keep going. So a moving average, close above the moving average strategy. Okay, I was stopped out on that trade.
Target filled.
Oops, looks like I'm going to close that out.
Order filled.
That was an accident. So yes, this moving average strategy closed right here. The strong candle here would have been good. This candle right here was good. That was good. And it just started making lower and lower and lower highs. So Now we're going to wait for a trend line break strategy, or if we think the market is still bullish, we're going to look for some structure support and get in with a 3-bar reversal strategy. Okay, I'm getting long on a trend line break, red bar ignored strategy. The trend line break right here, and there's a red bar getting ignored. It looks like momentum wants to keep going up, so I'm going to slide in that trade, and as soon as possible, I'm going to go to break even. And if it comes back down and takes out that level there, it's a small little risk, and it's worth the risk to me to try to ride it back up to the next pivot level. But the trend line I'm using is an old trend line, not the new trend line, so it's a little more risky. So I'm gonna go to break even now on that. See if it'll hold right
Stop
there.
filled.
Okay, where's the break even trade? It was worth it. It was worth the risk to me to try that. I like those setups where price pops right back up, even though the trend, it's more of a momentum play than anything, because the way it broke right back up through all the moving averages off of the higher time chart 200 and everything, to me looked like it was going to keep going, and I probably could have gotten a 1-to-1. I just wanted to see how high it was going to go. Breaking even is a win in my opinion. We get some more red bars ignored here with a breakout here. We have a bigger trade that might be worth it. That's also a better trend line to take the trade off of. So let's see what happens. See the way that's looking over here on the 2000 tick chart, that pintail and that red bar. A lot of times when those two are together, we will get a continuation down. Not every time. See, it's coming right back up, and it's so choppy right now. It's take 1-to-1. Don't get too greedy when the market looks choppy, trying to hit a home run. Just take whatever profit it gives you. That's the condition that we're in, right? Here's another
Order filled.
I'm gonna see if it's gonna keep going. See if it keeps going. Same thing with the red bars right here are ignored. I'm gonna see if it keeps going. Keep going right up to the top. So that's another momentum play with a consolidation above the correct trend line this time. So maybe this one will work better. It's got to keep going though. I'm not going to give it much room to come back down on me. And we want it to come back up into this area here. I'll break even as soon as it gives me enough room. There's break even already. Let's break even on it. Break even. Let it keep going. Remember, take your 1-to-1. Don't forget. Yeah, I know. Take your 1-to-1 if you get it. I'm going to come up to those pivots there just in case. Let's see if it keeps going. We might get a big run here. You never know. I'm going to just follow it up. There's no reason to close it if it's moving in your favor. That's the mistake a lot of us make. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll just take whatever it gives me then, I guess. See, this is hardcore choppiness right here. See if it goes up. Go up. I'm just going to close it. Now, that might have been stupid, closing it, because it was creating fear in me. See, it goes right up. I should not have closed that. I should have stayed right under there where I was, but I just wanted to get something out of it this time. But that was not a smart thing to do. Let it run or stop you out at break even. That's the key. All right, that's all I'm going to do right now in this video. Keep it short, but that's how I'm going to be trading in the future, and I'm going to be going live trading in my live stream. And if anybody wants to join me, please feel free. Hopefully in the near future, we'll be doing that. All right, see you in the next video. Peace.